Hello, everyone. Dr. Victoria Skirbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. And as I promised you, we're going to be looking at the Astrology and Kabbalah of July 2020. And you may be wondering why I have this picture up that says the Kabbalah, the Astrology and Kabbalah of June 2020. This was the first slide from my last presentation last month. And I'm going to use this slide only to make a point. In June, we were sort of out there observing life from afar, waiting for the tide to come back in, a sense of unsure of what was to come next. And since then, of course, a lot of things have happened. June has been a very transformational month. And so this is the picture that I chose for the Astrology and Kabbalah of July. And we see the tide is coming in. And a lot of what is going to happen, I believe, in July has to do with, I especially see this in the astrology, but we can also see it in the numerology and the Kabbalah, is that actions that we have taken will come, the results of those actions and the results of that energy that we've been putting out there in 2020 and before that actually, but definitely within 2020 is starting to come back. So the tide is starting to come back in. And of course, July here in the Northern Hemisphere is a time when many people go to the beach, and you get to experience this if you happen to live close to the ocean, or even large lakes can look like this as well. And so the tide coming in, what does that mean for us? So let's look at this from the perspective of numerology to start. I think this is probably going to be another 2 videos doing the numerology and Kabbalah for the first half, and then doing the astrology separate. There's a lot of information and a lot of things coming to fruition at this time that we need to talk about. So let's look at the numerology of July. July, of course, is the 7th month, and we add the universal year of 4. Remember, 2020 is a universal 4 year. It is the year of the builder. It is the year of crisis and opportunity. And when we add those two together, we get an 11 vibration. And the 11 is a master number. And so master numbers are challenging. Master numbers require us to master ourselves. And sometimes we don't live up to the master number. And so we use the energy, or we work with the energy of the 2 in this case. We add the 1 and 1 together. So 7 as the month number is the number of self-analysis. This is the number of know thyself. It is also the number of the loner. So there is a loneliness or an aloneness to the 7. 4, of course, is the number of building. 11 is a master number of balance. And 2 is the number of duality and cooperation. So the number 7 in the tarot is associated with the Chariot card. And the Chariot card is actually associated with the sign of Cancer, interestingly enough, right? The 7 is about self-awareness. It's a very analytical number. It's a number associated with understanding, mostly understanding of self, but also understanding of others. Of course, it helps to understand who you are and your rights to be who you are. That will also help us understand other people and their rights to be who they are. The 7 is the energy of the mystic. As I said, the tarot card associated with this is the sign of the tarot card. The Chariot is associated with the sign of Cancer. And it is symbolic of the soul's incarnation into the body. In fact, it is said in esoteric astrology that all souls, or everybody, comes in through the sign of Cancer. And that is true because everyone comes in through their mother. And Cancer is the sign of the mother. So if we look at the 4, which of course we've looked at each month because we're in a 4 vibration year, we have the number of the Emperor. This is the number of the builder. It's about stability and structure. So far, not a whole lot of stability, and a lot of structures are coming down, right? Crisis and opportunity, plenty of crisis and also plenty of opportunity if you know where to look. It is the number of manifestation. The tarot card associated with this is the Emperor and is associated with the sign of Aries. And this is really about dominion over your life, dominion over yourself, right? Being in charge of yourself. And then, of course, when we add the 7 and the 4 together, we get the 11 vibration, which is the Justice card in the tarot. This is associated with the sign of Libra. It is this card of cosmic justice. This is the Rider-Waite Justice card. And as you can see, justice is not blind because cosmic justice sees all. Cosmic justice sees all. And so there can be this month some judicial things coming down, right? Judicial decisions, I meant to say, coming down. And we actually had a couple of very transformational ones in June here in the United States with the ruling on the DACA program and the ruling on the fact that you cannot be discriminated against by your sexual orientation or how you define your sexuality. Of course, justice is about balance, but it's also about making adjustments. We can't be in balance unless we make adjustments. It is about law and order. It is also, as you sow, so shall you reap. That is cosmic justice. We have legal matters and, as I said, legal decisions. And then if we look at this, this is actually the Justice card as well. This is the Justice card from the Tarot of the Spirit deck. And I really love this card. First of all, it's not even called Justice. It's called Karma, right? As you sow, so shall you reap. And this is just a lovely card. We have the two sort of pillars. We have the dark pillar and the light pillar. We have a checkerboard here, which is sort of the balance of the dark and the light. We can see that there's an infinity symbol here. Okay. And we can see we have a heart on fire and a whirling. Okay. So this is taken from the book, The Tarot of the Spirit by Pamela Eakins. And I really love what she has to say here. It says, do not deny the consequences of your actions. Own the results of your thoughts, words, and deeds. For even thought constitutes action. The energy cycles of the universe. Adjust your actions and embrace love. Remember these words. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Listen to the stillness at the center of the cyclone, the calm crevice of truth. So this is a point of balance, a moment, and this month will require us to have moment after moment after moment of balance. And it will be challenging. 11 is a master number, and master numbers are all about mastering self, especially the 11, because the 1 is the self, and the 1 is the self. So justice, the zodiac sign, of course, associated with justice is Libra. I'm sorry you can't see this. It wasn't a good picture. The letter associated with this card is called Lamed, or ox goad. And it is about truth, natural law, and righted wrongs. righted wrongs. And of course, here in the United States, the whole idea of the alternate life of Blacks and Indigenous people compared to the lives of other people, and actually also the lives of immigrants. And it's as if there's different realities, and people are coming to understand the different realities that people work under. And so there is this sense of righting some wrongs. Now, here we have the Tree of Life, and every month we look to see where the card associated with the month, which in this case is Justice, where it falls on the Tree of Life. And here we have the Justice card, sits right here. This is the 11. This is Lamed, okay? And it connects Geburah, the red circle or Sephiroth, with Tiphereth, the yellow circle or Sephiroth. Tiphereth means beauty. Geburah means severity. And we have the Justice card that sits right here. This part of the Tree of Life is this is the pillar of the present. This is the pillar of the future. And then this is the pillar of the past. And so the present and the future are connected in this month. So how we are in the present moment, in that space between, right? We have the infinity symbol, right? Our awareness needs to stay within the center of the infinity, while our observations can go around and round and see. Last month, we were in a 10-1 vibration, which was the Wheel of Fortune. So there was a sense of spinning and everything changing and having to stay within the center of that energy. This time, it's more about being in the flow of the energy that's happening, but staying within the center of that flow and allowing your awareness to go out to the edges, but keeping the center point. And that's part of the idea of balance and justice and staying centered. The Justice card lies on the path between Geburah, severity, and Tiphereth, beauty. This is the 22nd path, called the faithful intelligence. The faith that all in life tend towards balance and wholeness. The Hebrew letter is Lamed, or ox goad, the letter of the teacher as they goad their students by challenging their beliefs about themselves, and we can add their beliefs about their world. It is here we come into the light of full conscience. The master number 11. Master numbers are called master numbers because they require us to master ourselves. So this really is all about how we react and respond in this moment. It is going to determine, as you sow, so shall you reap, what exactly it is that you reap. So the red circle or Sephiroth, Geburah, severity, is the Sephiroth of Mars. Mars at a higher spiritual level, however. Our ability to conquer ourself via self-directed assertiveness. When we can take our ability to be assertive and direct it consciously or with conscience, we conquer ourselves. So this isn't just about going around swinging a sword or putting your energy and showing people. This really is about utilizing your energy in such a way that you show your understanding of this idea of as you sow, so shall you reap. Geburah is a Sephiroth associated with instant karma. So if you do the wrong thing, you will find out pretty quickly. Okay. And then we have Tiphereth, or beauty. This is the Sephiroth of the sun. The sun represents the everlasting light that we all are. We are never separate from that light, and that is the central truth. So that's the central truth of Tiphereth. All else is an illusion. It is the power source of our vital nature, which is expressed energetically. All we are is energy. This is where we open ourselves up to the light. And of course, Tiphereth is associated with the heart chakra. The heart chakra being the center chakra of our 7 chakras that connects our lower earthly chakras, the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus, with our higher spiritual chakras, the throat, the third eye, and the crown. The heart chakra is the most powerful chakra in that it is a power center for us. It is more powerful than the brain. The brain is simply a receiver of information from the mind, which lies outside of the body, which actually it lies outside of it in that it's not found within it, right? It's found outside of it if we assume that the body is where the skin ends, right? Okay. So here we have the chakra system over the tree of life, and we can see that if we go to the path that we're on this month, we have a connection to the heart and the throat. And this has to do with being in your heart, in the moment, and having a voice and speaking a truth. Now, whose truth is this? Is this your truth, or is this spiritual truth? The throat chakra is the place where we connect with divine will. And so if we can be in our hearts connected to the earth as it does connect to the earth, because we can see that the Tiphereth connects with all the lower chakras here, okay, that we can channel spirit. Okay, so the voice that we have is the voice of spirit. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean it's some God outside of ourselves? No, it's our own divine nature. It's our own divine nature. So our higher spiritual self connected to other higher spiritual selves, connected to ultimately all that is. So here we have the throat chakra, and I just love this picture of the throat chakra, so I always put it in. Just kind of sit with this and examine it and feel it. This is the place of sound. You can feel the vastness in it. The throat chakra, where Vishuddha means purification. The element associated with this is sound. The main issue is communication, and the major right is the right to speak. Astrologically, the North Node is in Gemini. So it is very important that we communicate, but it's important that we communicate with love. And here's the heart chakra. Feel that beautiful green energy. This is why I think, in my experience, when you go out into nature and you're surrounded by all that green, you feel calm, you feel connected, you feel full, you feel nurtured. That's the energy of the heart chakra that you're feeling. The heart chakra, or anahata, the word anahata means the sound that is made without two things striking. It means unstruck. So in this world, in order to make a sound, something has to rub against something else, or something has to hit something else. You know, if you're clapping, you're not really clapping unless your two hands hit together. Then it's a clap, right? I'm speaking because air is going over my vocal cords and vibrating my vocal cords. So there is something hitting something here, okay? But anahata is the sound that is made without anything striking together. It's the original sound of creation. It's the Om. The element here is air, and the main issue is love and relationship. And of course, the right is the right to love. So if we put the heart chakra and the throat chakra together, it's about communication in love and communication in relationship. And communication isn't simply talking, but communication is also listening. Okay, so I think I'm going to stop here and we're going to go into the astrology next, and I'll be right back.